This is Blue State Rob, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a show hosted by a liberal Republican whose ancestry dates back to the small country of Armenia and fueled by bouts of anxiety and adult attention hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. It's not the best, but still better than radio. Anyway, here's your host, Eric Zane.
Daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Nipping out today. A little bit of nip. There they are. I just play with my nips on the show. And, you know, it's like, you have some serious mass behind your nips when they go right through the T-shirt that you have on and through the Adidas zip-up, which they've really made some advances in the Adidas zip-up. You know, I've got the old school one, but this one has all sorts of like mesh, and the sleeves are long. I'm surprised it doesn't have one of those things that your thumb can go in. You know how like how the fuck that started. But anyway, welcome in. So glad you are here. This is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio for the 16th of March, 2022, a day before. Well, it's a triple threat holiday / event day on the 17th of March. You've got Flying Laptop Day, you've got St. Patrick's Day, and most importantly, my beloved father's birthday, which, in case you don't know, I'll be traveling to see him on Saturday, the Queen of the Forest and myself. I think that's all that can attend. It's just tough to get everybody on the same page. And Jackie is in this weirdo spot right now, Jackie and Justin, where, well, it's kind of like just the way it is. Their dog that they have is reasonably defective. That is Cece. I shouldn't say that because I love her forever. This adorable Frenchie. She might be the cutest Frenchie I've ever seen in my entire life. Sorry, Bruce. Something happened to her. She was, I think she got beat up by another dog. And so that makes the dog reactionary, I guess is the term that is used. So if she's in the presence of another dog anywhere, she becomes a different dog. Daisy, our very own Daisy, is a little bit like that. That actually happened to her, and I remember the moment. This is all my fault. Daisy is kind of grumpy. You wouldn't really be able to tell here because here she is just laying on the couch looking like a rock, sleeping next to her buddy / brother / lover, Bruce. And but Daisy had an incident happen, and this is all my fault. My guy on the next street doesn't live there anymore. His name is Ryan. Ryan had this dog named Wyatt. No, well, not Wyatt. Wiley, like Wile E. Coyote. And I made the mistake, and I cannot believe I made this mistake. Wiley didn't look exceptionally playful or sweet or anything like that. He wasn't rolling on his back being a nice dog. He was staring us down. It was me, O'Neill, and I think it was just O'Neill and Daisy. I don't think Bruce was in the picture yet. It might have, I don't know. I think I might have had 3 dogs. It might have been Lucy with us too. Who knows? So I decide, hey, let's go introduce our dogs to this dog. Now, you do not do this. This is a big no-no. Never, ever is this ever a great idea? And I mean, I've owned dogs my whole life. Why would I break this rule? This is horrible. And so we're walking up, and Daisy had a different personality then. I'm telling you, this changed the dog. I'm certain of it. It's just like what happened with Jackie's dog, Cece. And Wiley attacked Daisy, and there was a big fight. So I'm trying, and then O'Neill's playing. He thinks it's hilarious. So I pull them, and I turn around to run away, and I ran right into Ryan's tree. I mean, right in my face. Whammo! I turn around. Bam! Oh my God, dude. I hit it hard. Like, it went right. My nose pushed to the side. It went right in my whole body. And it was like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened? Wiley's still attacking. I'm able to get away. Wiley had an electric fence, so he would only go so far. He was he was Ukraine, and I was Russia. Okay? And I'm like, holy shit. So I get Daisy home, and she is messed up. I mean, her behavior, she was really upset. I've never seen anything like it. And from that point forward, she has become a reactionary dog. So from time to time, she just walks up to Bruce here and just starts kicking his ass. And she just doesn't do well with other dogs now. I actually did this. I brought this on. This is all my fucking fault. So that's part of the reason why Jackie can't go with us to my dad's, because she doesn't trust anybody to watch the dog, and she won't board the dog. She can't board the dog. So this is a bummer. So it might just be Diana and myself visiting my dad, along with World Book Jim, Charity Scam Mike, his family, Joanne will be there. And we're going to do a live edition of Dear Meathead. It'll be seen on Twitch. And so that happens on Saturday. Follow me, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, brought to you by Irvine's. And follow me there so you'll know when it all goes down. And speaking of Dad, we have Dear Meathead today from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. If you have a question that's burning on your brain, don't hesitate to send it along. On the Shoreliners striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Okay, we are off and running. Question: is there a Ring camera recording of said event? I'd love to see it. I don't know. I don't think so. I know that I actually spoke with Ryan, the former homeowner, and he still laughs about it to this day. So I don't know. Chris writes, you said to ask about it if you don't talk about it. How's diet and Lent going, Eric Zane? Well, actually, quite well, I think. I haven't broken the rules concerning eating sugary things during Lent. You are given an off day on Sundays, but I still don't overdo it. I've been doing fairly well on that. Well, I've actually been doing perfectly well on that. When it comes to the diet, I'm just not eating as much. I've just portion control, no sugar, and maintaining the exercise. At least trying to. I did it Monday. I did it Tuesday. I'm going to try to do it again today, and that's that. Thank you, though. Now, today, I have a number of things that I'd like to get into today, and that is the Eric Zane Show podcast Charm School was, well, if you could have watched it, it was a master class in charm. And the reason why I say that is based on, I've talked about it before. In fact, I just talked about it yesterday, and then this happened. The level of patience that I have when it comes to people on the phone in any type of customer consumer relations is ridiculous. I have really made it a challenge for myself to be so crazily patient and cooperative with these folks that I am getting so much more out of it. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, I think part of it is it's almost like a game for me to hear these people. You hear the layers just be chiseled away, and they become like friends of mine. And to a point where I think if I wanted to have sex with them, I could. I think that if they didn't know that the conversation was being recorded, and I said, so look, can I have your number? I think I could do that. I really do. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case with the latest person that I charmed. There was two big charm moments yesterday. The first one was with the folks at, and you even witnessed this because I had it on the Patreon. I had a conversation. I put a call into my doctor about getting a change in medicine for the Eric Zane Show podcast official colonoscopy that happens July 1. That is a Friday, I believe. And so I had to go through. I found out that the medicine that they give you to clean out your colon, somebody suggested I take the pills instead of drinking the whatever solution is. Well, then I found out that the pills aren't covered by insurance. It's $60, and I'm not paying $60 for something I'm just going to poop out. So I said, oh, no, well, I want to get a change, so can you give me... So I'm talking to this nurse, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just talking to her, and all of a sudden she's giggling and laughing, and, it's just like, I'm just doing my thing. And she says, can I call you back? No problem. Call me back because she had something else going on. And while I was doing the Patreon, she called. And, well, okay. Anybody who heard that, they were getting the impression that this woman was stepping out of her underwear and taking off her bra when I was talking to her. And I'm not like hitting on her. I'm just being sweet and polite. And that's all you need to do to get these people to just fall in love with you. Just because the bar is so low, my point of all this, the bar is so low with shitty people that all you have to do is basic politeness, and you're going to get whatever you want. Take your time. Make a game of it. So Charm School comes up again because I may have a new listener right now listening to these words. I don't know where in the United States this person was, but what was I calling about? I don't even remember what it was about. Oh, I remember. The NFK. This is the, I told you about how that $91,000 neck surgery he had. Well, he owes $1,300 for all of that. And Diana says he doesn't want to pay it all at once. Would you call there and get on a 3-month payment plan? I go, no problem. So I call her up. And, she starts talking. And she says her name is Tamarion. And she's just kind of like, going through the ritual. It's Tamarion, how can I help you today? And so I'm just talking, doing my thing. And I said, okay, this is what I want. I want to divide this into 3 months worth of payments. I'm going to give you one of the payments right now. I've got some payment information for you. And can we do that? And so she's like, yes, but you got to, I'm going to have to switch between screens. And I might have to ask you for information more than once. Is that okay? And I go, oh, absolutely. Don't even I have nothing but time, Tamarion. No big deal. So it's all these simple tricks that I'm doing. I am disarming and disrobing her at that moment. Now, she's all business at this point. Now, I'm seated right here, and I've got the phone in front of me, and I'm typing away on the computer, doing other things at the same time. And she hears that. And she go, and I don't know this. I think, I think maybe her bra might have come off. And then she asks, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, that is not on the script. She's asking me what I do for a living. And I said, well, Tamarion, I'm a podcaster. And silence. It's almost like she doesn't know what's going on. And I go, and she goes, like YouTube? I go, kind of, yeah. And so I give her the 5-cent verbal tour of what's up. And she goes, well, what do you talk about? So I explained it to her. And I said to her, I go, I'm probably going to talk about this interaction on my show. Now, she doesn't know that I'm probably going to talk about how, at this point, she was no doubt nude. But whatever. She goes, what? Yeah. I go, yeah. I just try to, put a anecdotal spin on the things that I do and say and talk about in the world. And there's always something going on in the world to talk about, and it's my job to kind of break it down in words. And that's it. That's what I do. And she didn't know she was like, wow, this guy is, I need to marry this man at this point. I think at this point, the customer service got a little slow because one hand was on the keyboard and the other one was on her genitals. I'm reasonably certain about that. And Tamarion, if you're listening, it's okay. I understand that. These things happen. And hey, it happens all the time. Most of these women in the audience, they do the same thing that you were doing, and it's just the way it is. I can't help it. My wife, she's been through it too. She's like, I understand that my husband is a charmer, and any woman, he is the Pete Davidson of podcasting. Looks like a GD ghoul, but can talk his way into the pants of any man or woman. If I decide penis or vagina, I can get it. All I got to do is talk. Done. You all know that. Come on now. All of you men have wanted to put your penis in my mouth at one point or another. I know that. All of you ladies have wanted to sit on my face. It's just the way it is. I figured out that the sexuality of the show is what keeps you coming back. And I can't help that. That's just me being me. If it helps you sexually, if my podcast, me speaking, is a marital aid, so be it. So be it, son of a bitch. Kate says, wow. Sarah says, yeah, with my meat tarps. What? And then follows it up with flappy. What the fuck? What are you doing? Why would you say that about yourself? Well, who goes out of their way to describe that they have large vagina lips on this podcast? What the fuck is wrong with you? She says, you said it, dummy. Yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't recall that happening today, and that's about as far back as my brain goes. So you might think that I remember every single insult that I'd say about you, but no. Short-term memory doesn't work that way. Amanda says, Eric is no longer attractive to me because he said I'm too young for him. Yeah, quit lying. So, I had a long talk with Tamarion. She says, how do I hear your podcast? I go, well, you search Eric Zane Show. Eric Zane Show podcast. Doesn't matter. You just type in anywhere on the internet and you will find it. It is that simple. And then, welcome to Orgasm Town. I didn't say that. So that was part of my fantastic day yesterday, talking to that sweet lady who helped me out. Took a little time. I think maybe just a little bit more time than I wanted to, but that lady had an orgasm, and I'm the reason for it. Just like the lady at Family Fare at the customer service counter who had to re-enter my name to get to the Shoppers Club. Like the card that you scan to get the extra savings. I lost mine, so I had to get the replacement one. This is the lady that I was having the conversation with about Ukraine. And, oh, my God, batting her eyes at me. Wanted to take me home. This continues to happen. It's an absolute game. And all I'm trying to do is get good customer service. And the side effect from that is these ladies and men have orgasms in their pants. And it's just ridiculous. These ladies need to take a cold shower or something like that, or men. I'm just a walking sexual dynamo is what I'm trying to tell you. Plenty of ways you can support the show, which doesn't take you much time, energy, or anything like that. I talked about Twitch already. A lot of folks like to get the show live on Twitch because it happens each and every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. More on that in a second. Because we are in daylight time right now. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, brought to you by Irvine's. Follow me on Facebook, also brought to you by Irvine's. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. I'm on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. Follow the show on Twitter, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. I'm on YouTube for Tamarion. Eric Zane Show on YouTube. You can find that there. Subscribe to the channel, bell notification. Off you go. Brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. I've got T-shirts at ericzaneshow.com if you want to buy an Eric Zane Show podcast T-shirt. And, I got, in fact, the free podcast is there if you want to listen to the audio. It's on the... No one listens via the website. I don't even know why it's there. Most people just subscribe to the audio podcast. Now, whatever audio podcast platform that they listen on, Spotify, Stitcher, Twitter, Apple Podcast, I don't know. Leave me a review, too. I like reading those reviews sometimes. On Twitch, though, there is an extra thing you can do. If you go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, there's a big red dot. It says Twitch Prime. Now, you can sign up with your Amazon Prime account. I know that sounds crazy. You're like, wait, huh? No, just click it. And basically, you just put in just a couple bits of information. And you've now subscribed, which is different than following. A subscription actually puts money in my pocket. I'm not kidding you. You're given it free. Amazon Prime gives you this for free. It doesn't cost you a dime. If you subscribe with your Amazon Prime account, you're actually giving me cash. So if everyone enjoying the show on Twitch does that, you've helped me, and it doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you want, you don't have Amazon Prime, you can sign up for actual money. That's up to you. What do you get with the subscription? Next to nothing. As far as I understand, you get the ability to use the emotes or the emojis, which are my own custom ones of my pets. And in the middle of the show, when you're watching it / listening to it, there won't be an ad in the middle of it just plopping in out of nowhere, interrupting the content. But that is how I'm able to use the platform. Either your dollars, your Amazon Prime link up, or the ads. That's what pays for all this shit. That means Don, the Canadian Twitch guru who helps keep this all going, is able to feed his family. And that's how your old pal Eric is able to feed his family. Sometimes I like to really dig deep as to how this all works. It's all kind of like a little dance. Eric's over here talking about how he's making men and women wet. Tamarion enjoying the show from God knows where. Canadian Twitch guru living in Los Angeles, Don. You all, some bunch of products showing up on your feed that say, hey, buy this shit. And my pets. I don't know. Seems to work. There is a new duty for your old pal Eric Zane when it comes to taking care of the NFK. And if you're new here, the NFK is my brother-in-law. He's, I think, 61. He lives here with us. For the longest time, he lived with his brother David. They made up the Doobie Brothers. David suddenly died a couple of years ago. God, that was the worst. Well, the NFK, which stands for No Filter Kevin, because he has no filter. Real name James, middle name Kevin, so we call him Kevin. I don't know. That's what these Kentucky hillbillies do. He's got all sorts of issues. He's epileptic. He had a very invasive brain surgery called a lobotomy. I'm not even kidding. A temporal lobe lobotomy, which cured his epilepsy, but made him, well, it damaged the filter on his brain. So he says racial slurs and homophobic slurs to the people on the TV from time to time. And does that in public and makes me sad. And then I have to, let's go. We got to leave. We got to leave this, kids park, Kevin. You can't be calling your sweatshirt the N-word, you dumbass. What are you doing? Well, he lost the feeling in his hands and his arms and his legs. We couldn't figure out why. And come to find out, he has a degenerative neck issue with his spine that actually caused a spinal cord injury, and it was just repaired. Now, leading up to that, I'm going somewhere with this. For you folks who've listened to this forever, you already know all this, but I'm going somewhere with this because I have new information for you. During that time that he lived here prior to the surgery, when it wasn't diagnosed, he wouldn't shower. And we couldn't figure out why. And I asked him directly, I go, why do you not shower? I don't know. I figured it out. I have now figured it out, and it's the simplest of answers. I have figured out that he would skip showers because right now I've been showering him for the last 9 weeks. He could very easily be showering right now because he has pretty much the same mobility he had now as he did before the surgery because he's healed. But I figured out why he's been skipping showers. He just can't do it. He is so incapacitated with the lack of sensation and movement in his arms. He's fucked up. And it just kind of hit me. It's like he just can't take care of himself. So I'm reasonably sure that for the future, the indefinite future, unless things start to change, and they may, this is the norm. And this is really remarkable because prior to having to do this, because, I don't wake up every day and say, man, I can't wait to scrub the underside of the NFK sack today. Or I can't wait to wedge this loofah on a stick up his asshole. But I don't know, just because I've had to do it. I mean, there's no choice. No one else can do this. It has to be me. Not going to be Diana. I mean, can you imagine if Diana had to do this shit? Oh, God. So I'm the perfect person to do this. The amount of closely working with him, obviously, has led to a bond. We are bonded, okay? We We are very, very close. And I now have since we are so close, I now have an easier time telling him to, hey, clean up your fucking mess over here when you leave 15 pounds of salt on my range top. And all those obstructions and mental blocks and walls, they're all gone. No, I don't scream in his face or anything like that. I just talk to him and say, hey, man, come on, clean it up. It's no big deal. And he handles it perfectly. So because of excessive scrubbing of his ball sack, taint, and asshole, the relationship has gone to a nice new place where the communication is at an all-time high. And I think if you ever want to get close to a person, scrub their balls. That is what I'm understanding here. Okay? So I just had this epiphany that's why he's been skipping showers all these years, is he just can't do it. So yesterday I'm taking off his clothes for him, and I take off his socks, and by the way, his feet look remarkable now. I mean, well, they're still shaped weird as fuck. I told you that these sick Irish fucks, the Wards, which is my wife's maiden name, they have stupid feet. Okay, I like feet. Okay, I would like nothing better than Diana to have a sweet foot that is just begging to have jizz on it. But no. I mean, the fucking creature from the Black Lagoon has better looking feet than my sweet wife. Everything about my wife is fantastic, but she's got these little gnarly fucking Holly Hobby feet that, no. It's just, there's nothing good about them. My wife is perfect from the ankles up. Okay? Thank God the face and boobs are perfect landing spots for my fluids, because the feet is... God, the fuck. Anyway. Might be too much information. The NFK's got the same disturbing looking feet, but his had the amount of callus on those feet it's just ridiculous. And so the podiatrist gave him this medicine, 42% urea, which tells me it's made from pee. And I've been rubbing it on his fucking feet when he gets out of the shower, and his foot is like lathered in it. And then I put the sock over it, and then it kind of cooks in there and chews away at the callus meat. When you take off the sock the next time, it's like poof, all this dead skin goes in my nose and mouth. It's incredible. Show's been very gross today and very, very graphic. I realize that. I know. Okay. Well, this has yielded very soft, supple NFK feet. Yes, his foot does not look like a fish anymore. It is no longer ashy. It's pink and healthy. I have cured this man's foot issue. But there is a new duty that I now have concerning the NFK. And he says, Eric, my baby toe hurts. And so I look at it, and I realize he has not had his toenails trimmed in quite a long time. And the toenail where yours would go out, his has curled around this is the tip of the toe. His has curled around, and it's started to affect the tissue. It's going to go in. It's curling in. It's going to grow into his tissue and cause a laceration. So now, I would never have dreamed of being this hands-on prior to when I would stick a loofah up his asshole. But since I do that, this is no big deal. So I am not kidding you. Yesterday, he's completely nude in my bathroom, and I go, all right, let me have a look. And I got my gloves on, and I get down. I'm on the ground, and I take my glasses and I put them on, and I look, and I go, oh yeah, okay, yep, I see the problem, Kevy. And I reach in, and I got these clippers, not like regular toenail clippers, but it's like a It's almost like a medical instrument. And right away, I'm just getting in there, clippy, 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 clippy. And I go, yep, I see what was causing you the discomfort. And these nails are way too long. So right there, clippy, all of them. No problem. One's got a bit of a fungal issue. It's growing thick and yellow as well as long. He's going to need some of that Lamisil, which I've used that before. It's effective. It takes a while to work, but we're going to do that. This guy, I mean, there's no way any ward could have attractive looking feet. We've talked about that. But at least they can, not look like a fish. I've described the feet before as like he held a hand grenade between his feet and then it went off. But we are getting there. We are making great progress. And I'm telling you, this is yet another arrow in the quiver for your old pal Eric Zane getting anal. Not with Kevin, with the Queen of the Forest. I'm like, why am I not getting anal at this point? I have, the things that I have been doing have been, unbelievable, overflowing of Pooh Bear points. Bought her the car she wanted. Scrubbing the asshole. The only thing hasn't happened is working on the basement. Is that what it's going to take? Get the basement done in order to get anal? I don't know. But I think that yesterday I said to her, I go, look, you need to know that your brother's feet have really turned the corner. And it's all because of me. Every single bit of it is because of me. I am now clipping his toenails. And, I'm actually very, very proud of that. It's gone well. This has been just what the doctor ordered. And I actually, in telling this story to you, my goal is to either make you retch, get moist, or laugh. Okay? That's the point of this story. However, I do have good news. You understand that the neck injury, which went from, I think, C4, C5, all the way down to the very first thoracic vertebrae. So it goes C and then T. So lion's share of the cervical vertebrae and even one thoracic vertebrae were worked on to repair this damage. But the spine now has nothing, his spinal cord now has nothing that is constricting it or causing pressure or any more injury. But since he did suffer a spinal injury, not like, an NFL player who breaks his neck, he's in Daryl Stingley, but this is a spinal cord injury which caused no sensation in his hands, very little manipulation ability with his hands, no sensation in the arms or legs or feet. I'm putting the medicine on his feet yesterday. He goes, I can feel that. I go, what? He goes, I can feel you. I can feel you putting that on. I go, that's something that didn't happen before. He goes, no, I can actually, it's tickling, because I noticed his foot was moving as I was putting it on, and he's never done that. I go, what's happening there? He goes, I can feel that. Holy shit. I go, well, they said that you could very well get your sensations back to be able to, walk and get the mobility of a normal person and the feeling back in your extremities. So that's good. That's really good. And by the way, we have got it down now where I'm telling you, the first shower was like 30 minutes and it was just all sorts of fucked up. Now we got it down. I'm telling you, we're in and out of there in like 7-8 minutes. Fucking great. Yes. So that is the update. Very, very happy with how this has gone. And the range, my oven range, has no salt on it. So something is sticking. And that makes your old pal, Eric Zane, very happy. So welcome to Tamarion. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you don't think I am some type of lunatic, but I hope you've been able to hear this, Tamarion. The very, very sweet customer service person who took care of me and is now in love with me and will probably now stalk me. And I just need you to know, Tamarion, if you are going to stalk me, that is not okay. Forget the fact that I have multiple guns. Just remember, I am married to an Irish redhead who is with gnarly feet, and she will just kick your ass. So you're just going to have to stay away. Sorry. We can just be friends. I need to remind you that in addition to this daily podcast that I do right here like this, I do a second podcast when this is all done. It's called the Patreon. What does that even mean? I'm confused. This is Sarah Rook Roosh for 2.5 years. What is it? I don't get it. Is it Zoom? No, it's just a fancy way of saying another podcast with that you actually have to pay for to access. That's it. Patreon is a brand. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon. With an emphasis on pay. Because the only way you can access what I'm doing there is by giving me your dollars. There are no sponsors in it. And I'm not like begging you to sign up for it. But if you're like, hey, I like the Eric Zane Show free podcast, I would like more of it, and I want to help them out in a financial way, then you give me $5 or $10 a month, and I give you 15 plus hours of material to listen / watch every week. I suggest going the simple $5 a month route for 1 month to see if you like it. That way, if it sucks, you cancel it. Big deal. You're out $5. Thank you. I appreciate you trying. But if you like it, you can let it ride each month, or you can sign up for a full year, and I'll take 10% off. You can even sign up for $10 a month. That gives you all of the audio, like I just said, and the video, and the live streams. This is the way I have been able to make a living for the past 3+ years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. And I link it everywhere. You can't miss it. I mean, so simple. If you get lost, though, reach out to me and I'll help you get through it. If not, that's fine too. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This podcast, though, is powered by sponsors. And I would like to talk about a few of them right now. One of which, Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling, who is probably enjoying this right now. Thank you, Joe. Joe has just sent me, in the last 12 to 15 hours, several videos of him doing stretches to help with sciatica. Look at you, you handsome devil. Now, I haven't yet gotten into them, but I can't wait to see this. Now, I'm assuming I have sciatica, which is an inflammation of that nerve running from your ass down the back of your leg. In fact, I need to stretch some shit out right now because it feels like fuck. But I'm doing much better. Rolling it out on that softball is already helping me. So thank you, Joe Martinez. But anyway, back to what you do for a living, in addition to sending me these helpful videos of himself stretching out his old man legs, because Joe and I are about the same age. Just, we're in that weird mode, both of us, where our bodies are starting to betray us, but it's just breaking our hearts. So we're trying all we can to like keep that from happening. But 99% of the time we fail. Okay. He less than me. I mean, I've just become an absolute mess. Anyway, Joe Martinez, A&E Heating and Cooling. If you have any needs, scheduled maintenance you need done on your equipment there that keeps you warm or cool, call Joe in West Michigan, 616-516-8579. That's 616-516-8579. You can also call that number if you need an after-hour service call, which is never fun, but he and the crew will get your heat back on if you need it. And now we're getting close to where the air conditioning season is on the horizon. So you're going to need that thing tuned up. And I'm sure he's getting ready to start scheduling, if he isn't already, a tune-up for the air conditioning. So if you've never done this, do that, first of all, before you fire that thing up. He's going to go over all the necessary things to make sure that you have an efficient efficient piece of equipment running all season long that can save you the most money possible. And, if there's any, because sometimes that thing outside of your house, like the squirrels chew on the wires and shit. If you just turn it on and then things go haywire, you could burn something out. That's an even bigger problem. So don't just flip it on when it gets warm. Have Joe look at it. And I'm serious about this. What could be quite an easy fix could turn into quite a terrible ordeal if you don't have scheduled maintenance done. And he's also, when he goes there, if you've never taken advantage of this and you do this for the first time, he's going to pitch you on signing up for a schedule for like winter and summer. And do that, because then you just pay for it all at once, and it's cheaper that way. 616-516-8579. And by all means, if you need a new install of a furnace or an air conditioner, he's installing the best brand made. The Comfort Maker is the Cadillac of all of them. Okay? Those three nerds with their annoying mom, Jacobsons, is that what they're called? These idiots, oh, God, avoid. I'll just tell you that right now. They do not utilize the Comfort Maker, and their mom's annoying, and they're annoying, and their commercials are stupid. 616-516-8579. Joe Martinez's commercials are awesome. Kyle from Dumpster Divers is going to join us tomorrow. If you need a dumpster, spring cleaning. Oh, my God. Maybe you're putting a new roof on. Get a dumpster from Dumpster Divers. It's not going to cost you as much as the other guys. That I can promise you. 616-375-9962 for Dumpster Divers. The weight limit on those is lower than any other dumpster company. The other dumpster companies are going to charge you more because they've got a higher weight limit, one that you cannot achieve by just throwing the shingles off the roof into the dumpster. You're paying for something you don't need. Don't do that. Dumpster Divers dumpsters are priced at a lower weight threshold. Have them deliver one to your residence if you are in and around the West Michigan area. Okay. Last but not least, for this batch of sponsors, Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Very specific here. If you or someone you love is utilizing the Medicare system currently, or is about to because they're turning 65, this is for you. This is not negotiable. And I don't know why you wouldn't do this. First of all, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Frank is going to hunt down your current Medicare policy and plan and options and determine, your setup is perfect. You don't need me for anything else. Or I can get you more insurance for less money. Wow, that's true. That's an option. That can happen to some of you. It just happened to my brother-in-law. So you need that type of checkup. He is a Medicare Advantage Plan expert. 616-914-4070. Do this for your mom and dad, okay? For a lot of you audience members, your parents are old as shit, and they're utilizing the Medicare system. Have Frank check out what they have going for them. All it's going to take is a phone conversation with you and or your mom or dad and Frank. So just reach out to Frank. Either call or text 616-914-4070 and say, Eric Zane sent me. Please help me. That's all you got to do. Take it back. Do. Take it back. That's from Rocky. Adam would know that. Take it back. Do. Adrian can't get it right. Do. All right. Daylight savings time. Wait, do I even want to get into that yet? No, I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to do that after I have my dad in here for Dear Me Dad. Okay? Real quick. Today is the day that they're talking on the news that, oh boy, inflation is just too much. So, very soon, today, it's the beginning of it. The Fed, you hear that? The Fed is going to increase the interest rate. Okay, now, to an idiot like me, I'm like, how does increasing an interest rate help inflation? Inflation is we're paying more for the shit we use every day. So if my credit card is going to go up a certain amount, I am now paying more. Okay, let's say I buy this coffee mug for more than it's worth. You know, whatever. I pay because of inflation. 1 year ago, it was $5. Now it's $10. And I pay for it with a credit card. And I'm paying interest on it through the credit card. And then the Fed says, well, we're gonna slow down the inflation growth by raising the interest rate on Eric's credit card. So this is going to help inflation. How? I'm asking myself. And I do have an answer now. I did find this out. I'm like, well, are you telling me that now I'm paying more for the coffee mug because I'm paying more in interest and that's helping me? How the fuck is that helping me? What the fuck are you talking about? So they're talking about it. And here's the thing. Today's show, they all talk about, oh boy, yeah, this is going to be great for America. This is good for Americans that they are now paying more, that the interest rate is going up. So if you don't have your balance paid on your credit card, what was, you're getting fucked hard is now going to be double hard. Well, not double hard, but it's going to go up. I mean, especially some of these credit cards, you say, oh, yeah, we're giving you a wonderful rate of 24%. So the $10 coffee mug is $10 plus $2.40 for the coffee mug. But now it's going up even more. And I don't know if it's 0.25%, 0.5%. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And not only is it like for your credit cards, but if you're getting a car or a home, this is all going to go up. And now I'm like, well, why aren't you explaining to me on TV what most people, unless you all know and I don't know how this works, because to me it sounds like this is more expensive. How can this help inflation? This sounds like more money is coming out of my pocket, and that's true. It is. But I found this out. How does raising rates help reduce inflation exactly? When interest rates are raised, the cost of borrowing is increased, which leads to a decrease in consumer demand in the economy. So if 100 people are looking to buy a car, suddenly that goes down to 70 people are now looking to buy a car. Because it might change their minds because the interest rate has gone up. So the demand goes down. This helps balance the supply and demand scales. If the demand goes down, the price goes down. In theory. This helps balance the supply and demand scales, one cause of inflation that was thrown out of whack by the pandemic. I did that. So all of you dildos that blame all of this shit on Joe Biden, that's not Joe Biden didn't say, I want everybody else to pay more. I want you to pay more for your shit. Okay. There's been a lot of fucked up shit that has happened that has made this what it is. In light of remarkable progress in the labor market, the economy no longer needs sustained high levels of monetary support. This, said Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell during a press briefing in January. I hope this isn't like January 2015. No, this is a recent article. So there you go. That's what you're dealing with. That's why things are the way they are. A reminder, check out the Just Chirpin' podcast. You can find it at justchirpin.com. These boys are awesome. Love the guys at Just Chirpin'. Let's see what was on the agenda from the most recent Just Chirpin' podcast, which now you can get on Apple Podcast. How about that? They're still hanging on to episode 52, which is the 1-year anniversary of their show. That's fun. You can go get a rundown of all of their shows at justchirpin.com. All right. So thank you to Just Chirpin for being part of the Eric Zane Show podcast family. I really appreciate you guys. You're awesome. And you do a fun show, and I think you should check it out. So there you go. Just Chirpin, JustChirpin.com. Real quick. A kindergartner had a hysterical response to her teacher's math assignment. Like when your kids bring home the folder and you open it up and you see what they're doing in the classroom. Well, one mom opened up the folder in Pennsylvania and she starts laughing and she's like, "What the hell is going on?" The teacher for the I don't know, it's a kindergartner. They were doing an assignment where they have to ask a poll question. Do you like Joe Biden? Yes, no, a poll. And then they have to present it to the kids in the high school. It allows them to figure out how this whole process works of a poll, and they get to interact with the big kids in the high school, and it's fun. So the one kid in this story writes down the poll question and then heads over to the high school and presents it to the high school kids. And overwhelmingly, this poll was yes. It had, in fact, let's see, how many votes for yes? And I haven't yet told you the poll. It is 7 votes for yes, 0 votes for no. And for those of you on the Twitch stream, you'll be able to see this as I tell you. For those in the audio podcast, the poll question was, do you like penis? The 5-year-old wrote, do you like penis? And 7 high school students said yes. 0 said no. Now, as I'm understanding, the child meant peanuts, but wrote, do you like penis? And actually spelled Penis. That's fantastic. Holy shit. 6-year-old writes, do you like penis? 7 high school students say, yes, we do love penis. And the mom, it gets sent home to the mom. And she's like, oh, I see we got work in the kindergarten folder. Oh, holy fuck. Do you like penis? Tucked inside little Izzy's folder was the assignment. The assignment was to ask the question they could survey high school students to practice tally marks and counting. And then there it was. The teacher had taken the time to correct the innocent misspelling. I'm surprised, like, the teacher wasn't sued and fired, or fired and sued. I'm surprised the school wasn't burnt to the ground. How come this 6-year-old is not behind bars? Holy shit. Quote, this is from Mom. She was so excited because they made the trip over to some high school students to ask the survey question. Tara explained, that's Mom, adding that there was no additional note in her daughter's folder. Seeing that her teacher corrected the incorrect spelling to be correct, I figured there had to be something. The next day, Tara opened up her email. Her teacher wrote me and said, good afternoon. So this afternoon, we were learning how to write survey questions in math. I got a good laugh out of Isabel's question and wonderful kid writing. Hope it brings laughter to your evening as well, Tara shared. As for Izzy's project, she correctly identified that 7 high schoolers like peanuts. We are now looking for a spelling tutor if anyone is available, Tara joked. So this is great. I love this. And it ends there. I don't know. Maybe this is the beginning of the end. I mean, nowadays, I think, yeah, that something terrible should happen. I mean, there's got to be some type of race element to this, right? Can't there be a race element or someone get fired? I don't know. It's a little refreshing to hear that it's just people laughed about it, you know? I love that. Dear Meathead is late. I better get to it, but I have to mention this first. Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid NEV, 616-532-6600. Get your vehicle repaired in West Michigan by reaching out to Irvine, 616-532-6600. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Ask about a loaner car. Get your car fixed. It doesn't...
At Kroger, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for freshness at every step from farm to store and pick and pack every veggie in your free pickup order with care, because we treat your food the way we'd want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
And now you'll find more ways to save on your favorites. When you download digital coupons, you can use up to 5 times in one transaction. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I mean, like the whole world has to stop. You take one of their loaner cars around. Okay? They are expanding to serve the customer even better. Their website is Irvines.com, E-R-V-I-N-E-S, Irvines.com. Don't just take my word for it. Look at their amazing Google reviews at the top of their homepage. The Mario Flores, oh God, Daisy just farted bad again. Come on. Fuck. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. If you're in the market for a mortgage, reach out to Mario. He can help you through this every step of the way and explain to you all the business about the interest rate that I just talked about. That might make things a little weird, but, well, not a little weird. I mean, you know, it's still it will still be an incredibly low mortgage rate compared to what other years in the past. It's still very low. Go get a home loan, for crying out loud. Quit paying rent to some jackass slumlord. 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3035. And that's for anyone, anywhere in the country. 4 exceptions: South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. If you're in West Michigan, the fun thing to do is go to TC Paintball and do this today for the Little League. It starts at 5 p.m. Get there a few minutes before. Bring your kid. Get the neighborhood kids. Be the cool parent to host this event. You just got to go gather them up. Wear some shitty clothes. Don't tell the parents to have their kids wear shitty clothes. Sanitize it. Pick them up. Take them over to TC Paintball and get ready to enjoy Little League. Low impact weaponry. It's not going to hurt, but boy, is it going to be fun. And it's a hell of a lot better than your kid sitting in front of the stupid video game system till the late hours of the day. Come on now. Do something fun and bonding with your kid. Go to TC Paintball's Little League tonight, starting at 5 p.m. You need any further details, just call the folks over at TC Paintball Grand Rapids. Their website is tcpaintballgr.com. Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics. The Tears and Oil Special. On sale at TC Paint. I'm sorry. On sale. Oh, God, I'm screwing this up. At JM Synthetics. Hello.
Hi. Hey, before I forget,
Yeah.
I have a message for Mark Wilson of state of Michigan. I'm sorry, state of Mississippi. To thank him for the most beautiful handcrafted keychain that you could ever lay your eyes on.
Wow.
It is a gift to me. For my birthday. I want to thank Mark from the bottom of my heart, and God bless you.
That is fantastic. Mark sent you a nice birthday gift.
He sure did.
What does the keychain look like, Dad?
It's a keychain made out of wood, state of Michigan.
Oh, it looked. Oh, okay.
It's a state of Michigan, and it's all hand carved, tiny little thing. You don't realize what it takes to do that.
Well, that's great. He's always been I want
to thank him from the bottom of my heart.
That is so kind. That is awesome, Dad. I'm glad to hear that.
It sure is.
With that in mind, Dad, a lot of these audience members who are enjoying the show right now are very excited about your birthday celebration.
I don't pay attention to that.
Oh, I know it, but they're
Thank you.
I announced that on the 17th is your birthday, so we're obviously talking about it right now, and then Saturday we're having a get together, and we might do a little video for the audience. They would love to see you and me and Mike and Jim and Joanne and whoever.
Wonderful people.
Yeah. Well, they just love you, Dad. I mean, a lot of these folks are like,
I love them.
They're like, that's their favorite part of all of this nonsense that I do every day.
And ironically, Joanne is just as involved in this thing. She really cares for the show and the people. It's just fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Joanne is, everybody loves Joanne just as much as they love you. Probably more.
I don't think so. Oh, she says she don't think so, but I believe they do.
Oh, yeah. I believe that, too. I believe that there's no doubt in my mind that they believe that she is one of their favorites and a big part of it. So
it sure is my favorite.
Well, of course it's your favorite. All right. Very good. Well, in fact, Joe writes this. Dear Meathead, he says, I don't have a question for you, but all I want to do is wish you a very happy birthday from my family and I. You and Joanne are the highlight of my week.
Oh, you guys are so awesome, That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, Dad, tomorrow is 88 years old. Do you have any thoughts about turning 88?
Yeah, I got to get out and rake the leaves.
Of course you can. Well,
I have no thoughts. I take a day at a time. Everything is fine, and then looking forward to just on a daily basis, But right now I'm really quarantined to the house. We can't do nothing.
Yeah, and I get that. It's the weather's starting to turn. It'll be nice today.
Yeah, my life is good, man.
Yeah, everybody's just so happy for you, and get out and go get a walk, Dad. I know you've been wanting to get out and do some walking.
Yeah, I'm out there quite a bit, but it's cold. It drives me right back in. But today is going to be a good day.
Yeah, today's a good day to melt some snow, Dad. You got any snow piles you need to get rid of?
Oh, I don't need that. Snow's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I'll tell you what, we have one heavy-duty fog. I can't see outside of the house. Oh. Barely.
Wait, are you talking about fog?
Fog. It's really foggy right now.
Yeah, but Joanne seems to think you're exaggerating.
No.
I can see the house across the street, but it is foggy.
Oh, it's foggy.
Foggy.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. This one says, Dear Meathead, happy birthday. This is from Travis. I was at a restaurant enjoying breakfast. Right before I had my first bite of scrambled eggs, I discovered a very long black hair. And then he says, what is your worst meal experience at a restaurant? Please embellish.
Well, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, we don't patronize outside. You know.
Yeah, but is there anything that comes to mind? Maybe somebody had undercooked your food or you got sick?
No,
or...
I really, there's something about me. What's in front of me, I eat.
Well, that brings
I
up...
don't pay attention. I just eat it.
Well, let me ask you this. If you found that hair, would you send the food back or would you just remove the hair and start eating?
No, I'd send it back.
You would, huh?
I said, I got a hair in here. I don't want it. You eat it.
I might actually just pluck the hair out and go ahead and eat it.
No, I'm just visioning right now what it would be like. It does kind of turn me off.
Okay, gotcha.
But I don't know where it came from, whose hair it is, But hair is hair. Really, no big deal.
All right, Mike writes...
I mean, I don't mind kissing my wife's hair.
No, yeah. Wait a minute, what?
I don't mind kissing her hair. Her head. I kiss her hair on her head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thrown off. I was thrown off there for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. You're into kissing Joanne's hair.
Yes. I definitely would.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, Michael writes this, Dad. Happy birthday, Meathead.
Thank you.
He says, my question is, my wife recently is leaving her job and is joining his business. Like he's got his own business and his wife is going to join the business. But he's afraid that the wife is going to try to touch him all the time at work. And he wants to know, how do I keep this from happening? She's pretty handsy. And he says, please, Meathead, what do I do? Please embellish. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, listen, Mike, I want to go over this again. Would you repeat that again?
Yeah. Mike owns a business, and his wife.
Yeah, I understand that.
His wife's going to start working for him, and he's afraid that she's going to, while at work, try to touch his ding dong.
Touch his what?
Touch his ding dong.
At work.
Yeah. That's what he's afraid of. He wants to know, how does he keep his wife from doing that?
Is that a normal thing for them, that she would touch his thing?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. It's just he seems to think that his wife is going to want to touch his ding dong.
I mean, she can't wait till she gets home? She got to touch it at work?
I don't know. That's really, really strange. I've never heard of such a thing. I mean, who would want to do that?
Neither have I, I'll tell you that.
So if you...
It's probably a good thing, but I would think it's a weird thing.
Yeah, well, that would be very strange. I mean, can you imagine if you're selling life insurance at your desk and
wait till I,
Yeah. I mean, if you hired Joanne to be your assistant and she's playing footsies.
Yeah. No, that's not acceptable.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So he's just got to tell her
She's got to control that.
Yeah. Just keep your hands off me.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Absolutely.
It's all right at the privacy of your home and all, but
yeah.
And then if they got kids, if their kids saw that dude, they're going to start doing the same thing.
Yeah, you don't want kids touching people's ding dongs at work.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right.
That's a subject and a half.
That is remarkable. I mean, I can't believe that even would be a thing, but he's very, very worried about that.
Well, crack Joanna up.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Next up, Bob says, Dear Meathead, a big part of my job is promoting local businesses. However, some of my so-called friends badmouth these places, or they show up there and act inappropriately. What should I do? So
That's one thing you cannot control people and their thoughts. And the mouth works with the person's thoughts. Just ignore it. You can't lose friendship over it, but you can easily. I think you should tell them, hey, listen, this is my livelihood, and I'm, working with it. I think you ought to clean it up,
All right, so
let him know that it's a distasteful thing for him, for his employment and all that.
Yeah, just tell him. Just be honest.
Be honest with them. Hey, listen, you guys, it's all right to have an opinion, but, that's my livelihood.
Yes.
And you can't just go ahead and badmouth it. Just shut up and don't say nothing.
I wrote down some of your words of wisdom. The mouth works with the people's thoughts.
Yes.
Got it. Yep. Okay. Very good.
If you didn't have the mouth, the words wouldn't come out.
If you didn't have your mouth, the words wouldn't come out.
And then
that is true.
You wouldn't even be surviving.
Exactly. You wouldn't be surviving. You need a mouth,
Yes.
Okay. Next up, Rob writes, "Happy birthday, Meathead. Our birthday he says he asks, our birthdays celebrated differently in the U.S. than they were celebrated in Iran."
He is from Iran?
No. He wants to know if how like we celebrate birthdays in the U.S.
Oh yeah, here.
Yeah, when you have a birthday in Iran, how are birthdays celebrated in Iran?
Actually, there really is no celebration.
There's no celebration in Iran?
Oh, I grew up. Here's the thing. Just, for instance, nobody really knew it was my birthday except my mom, maybe,
Yeah.
And then I had to sit down, for instance, gift-wise. Now, at one point in my life, I was very young, I desired something called Meccano, which is a mechanical gizmo erector. So
I remember. I remember
that's
talking about
a cat's meow to have one like that. I don't know how is it that I got it, and I was just a little guy, and my mother, my dad had already been.
Grandma must have sold some bread or something, No.
It was a genuine Meccano.
Yeah.
It's called erector set.
Yeah. Boy, I'm wondering how Grandma came up with the cash for that. I mean, she must.
I don't know.
Maybe she robbed a bank.
But man, I used to dust that sucker on a daily basis. It's a whole box full of stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Of course, I don't even know what happened at the end of it, But
yeah, I wonder if they still make that. In fact, I wrote down Meccano is the cat's meow.
Cat's meow is right. Oh my gosh! And my brother would walk around. If he even looked at it a little crooked, I was like, kick him in the butt.
Yeah. You can't allow your siblings to play with your stuff.
Nobody would.
No way.
It.
Yep, I'm with you on that for sure. All right. Tim writes, "Dear Meathead, we're getting ready to drive to Disney World for a special trip for my son. His son has special needs. He says, I'm hoping to drive most of the way down, 17 hours on the first day. Wow.
Oh.
He says, do you recommend getting to the destination as soon as possible or making multiple stops to rest?
I think making at least two to three stops would be good. And the stops doesn't have to be overnight, but one of them maybe should be overnight.
I agree.
I don't know.
That's a lot. I mean, I've got a limit. I don't want to drive any more than like 9 hours. I mean, that's brutal.
9 hours?
At the most, in 24 hours.
Oh, I would make... Well, we did it, but at this point in my life, 3 hours is over.
Oh, yeah. Nowadays, hell, you can't even drive 1 minute.
No, I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I do not drive.
Right. What is the longest you have had to drive at one time for a family vacation?
California. one time.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
I wasn't there for that. I wasn't yet around, but you, or maybe I was, but I was too little to remember. You drove to
Your brother
California.
was.
My God, you drove to California.
Yes.
Why would you do such a thing?
Well, hey, it was fun.
Oh my God, that's like a several day journey, and back then all we had was
Oh, it was quite a drive. And one time we stopped on I think it was the side of the road.
yeah,
A third place we stopped. We spent a night there.
like in the car,
Yeah.
just sleep in the car.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're lucky you're even alive. I remember when I was a kid, we drove to freaking Florida in a Chevy Vega. Oh God, this horrible car. I can't believe
Hey,
we
that one trip we took. What did we drive? Is that the trip you were with us?
to Florida
Yeah.
in the Vega. I do. I remember. Okay, I don't remember anything of that trip. All I remember is sweating profusely, being very cramped, and wanting to throw myself off a bridge.
Don't you remember that this dude that was playing? What was he playing? A violin? Or
Oh.
something in the water?
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about at my cousin Mary's house. Mary
Yeah.
and her ex-husband Vahag, the Russian.
Isn't that the trip that we took?
That was we.
Oh, we flew.
That was when we flew.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that driving. Oh, your brother got sick. We had to take him to the hospital.
Oh, for God's sake. Yep. Okay, so there you go. That's Dad's thoughts about that. How about this? Jonathan. Hold on a second here. Okay, this ought to be fun. Hey, Jack. So I have a friend of mine, Jonathan writes, Dad, who's very white. Okay, and
You
when
said white?
yeah, he said he's very white, and I think
His skin.
yeah, I think he means he's like, well, I mean, I guess very white. There's
Yeah,
no.
very white.
He says who when he speaks, his normal speaking voice sounds like a white guy. That said, once in a while he talks like he's black. He thinks he's black. He will change his voice to sound like a black man, is what he writes. What do you think about this, Meathead?
But would he do this intentionally, or does it happen automatically without his knowledge while he's talking?
I don't think it's. I think it's intentional. I don't think it just happens.
I'm
I
bad.
think that's pretty funny. You know,
Yeah.
You asked for easy
I don't
rhyme, you talk to the
understand what the
main man.
purpose of that would be. Is that being funny?
I don't know. I think. I'm not sure what he means. He just says
I'm bad.
that he's a white guy. He sounds like a white guy, and then he suddenly will
I'm bad.
try to sound like a black guy from time to time.
You asked for easy
I
rhyme, you
think you
talk
got
to
to
the main
mimic him
man.
and stuff like, what's it going on up, you old man? Or
Wait.
white man, black man, or something?
Is that did I just detect you were talking like a black guy? Is that
What you all doing?
yeah, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to mimic him somehow.
Yeah, hey man.
I
Is that
I never
I'm
paid attention to
bad.
what a black or a white man talk.
Oh, well, come on now. Sometimes there's very obvious standout things that will tell you just.
I don't pay attention. I don't make a note of it that, oh, wow.
Okay.
It sounded like this or something like that.
I'm
As long as I
bad.
understand it, that's fine. Okay.
All right. Very good. Let's see.
People got strange mentality sometimes. I mean, for my category of thinking.
All right. How about this, Dad? Hey, guy. This is from Jason. My old friend Stephanie and I used to do a podcast together some years ago. And it was really bad, mainly because of her voice, which sounds very, very bad. Anyway, I just discovered that Stephanie has a morning radio show, and she still sounds terrible. How do I tell Stephanie that she should quit doing the radio show? Sign.
In other words,
Yeah.
she cannot change
Yeah.
that voice or whatever it is.
Yeah, I guess not. And he signed it Glenn Hayes. So I guess what he's saying is Glenn Hayes used to do a podcast with some girl named Stephanie, and Stephanie sounds terrible, according to him. And now she's on the radio, and he wants to tell her to quit doing the radio show, apparently.
Well, here's the thing. If the radio show is getting off the ground with the way that she talks and all that, why worry about it?
Exactly. Yeah,
Why do that? What? Let her go.
Yeah, let her do her thing.
It's terrible to him. Maybe he's got an audience that like it.
Yeah, maybe people like her voice.
As long as they understand it, pardon me. As long as they understand what she's saying and all that, who cares?
Very good.
Know,
Yes.
that's something. People scrutinize on people's faults or flaws or something, I think you got to leave people alone because you cannot change the format of a person.
Yes.
You can't. I mean, can I change my accent?
Well, I mean, yeah, if you wanted to.
How can I do that?
I don't know. Just change
I
your.
got to go to classes?
Well, at 88 years old, Dad, I think you're doing a great job just the way you are.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. Thanks for the compliment, honey.
Well, look, so here we go. We got another year in the books. I'm excited to see you guys on Saturday. It's going to be fun. We're going to have the corned beef.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be spectacular. It's really going to be great, and everybody's just so happy that you're doing great, and you and Joanne. And I just want to. I wrote my final notes on today's episode was things that you said. The mouth works with the people's thought. Meccano is the cat's meow, and you cannot change the format of a person.
We can't.
These are all good points, and Dad, I tell you what, it's always great talking to you guys.
Likewise, honey. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you did not forget the time change.
Yeah, that's right. And I
damn near didn't make it, let me tell you.
I think, hey, did you hear the news that might be going away?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, hey, I can get along with it. Joanne says it matters to her.
Yeah, didn't you say it messed you up this time?
Well, yeah, I had 7 minutes to get ready to talk to you.
That had nothing to do with the time change.
Oh, it didn't?
No, you just didn't get up in time.
I didn't get up on time.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, I was due to be sitting where I'm sitting to talk.
You being late for the show is just because you were asleep. Yeah, Joanne's right.
I would have been late.
Okay,
Oh.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave it right there. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on Saturday, okay?
All right. Hug your babies at home. That's including your wife as your baby.
Yes, she is. Okay, all right.
I said hello, and we're looking forward to seeing you.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys. Thanks again.
And Joanne says goodbye.
I love you, Joanne.
Love you too, honey.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. Another joyous edition of Dear Meathead. Complete with him trying to, quote-unquote, talk black. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Absolutely spectacular. I'm excited to hang out on Saturday. Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics. Now, for every drop of oil you get 1 tear from Jason Mays. So if you buy a quart of oil, you get a quart of his tears. I'm just teasing. Corey in Maine, different topic, says this is Eric's official Discord server. He's right. Now, that is another place for you to get together and chat about the show. It is a little bit above my pay grade. I don't know shit about it other than that. It does have capabilities where I can help promote the show, but I feel like I've got so much going on with Twitch right now that I'm like, yeah, I one more thing to worry about is not going to help your old pal Eric Zane. Adam says, I'll tell you one thing about that Discord. It sends out notifications before anything else. There you go. So if you like it, go ahead and get involved with that. I appreciate that. Just click on that link there. And yeah, there's a link to it in the show notes of the audio podcast as well. Speaking of the daylight savings deal and the time change and changing your clocks, Tyler says it's not going away. They say that every year and it never changes. You may not be correct on that. I don't know if you know what's going on right now, but something has happened that has never happened before. And there's a lot that that I need to discuss with you about it. It isn't all just, well, whatever, just do it. There actually is something to this that makes it worthy of talking about on this podcast. Hang on, I need something to drink. Where's my water? Hang on. It's going to be nice today. It's going to be like 60, maybe even over 60 degrees today. I'm excited about that. It got nice yesterday. You're seeing it's to a point where I live now in Michigan where, you know, the morning it's 20 degrees and then it makes these huge jumps in temperature. Like it was 20 when I woke up. It's already 33. So that's where we're and then, you know, it's going to be like it's going to go up another 30 degrees today. It's remarkable. Freaking sweet. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I'm going to talk about that time change thing, the daylight savings time, in just a second. I have thoughts on this. There's still time for you to reach out to me to nominate someone or nominate yourself for the Great Flooring Giveaway with Bennett Flooring Installation. This is the third time that they'll be doing this. If, you know, life is starting to get to be a little bit of a struggle and you need a little pick-me-up, a brand new flooring installation may be just what you need. So, Jacob and Jason reached out to me and they said, hey, give this away. Do your thing, and we'll take care of everything for the recipient. It's been done twice already around Christmas and New Year's or Christmas. What was it? Was it Christmas and Thanksgiving? And so it's going to happen again for Easter. It's the Baby Jesus Rising from the Dead flooring giveaway. That just doesn't have the same ring to it. Well, anyway. Don't be shy about this. Just put down on an email why this would be so dramatically important and helpful to you or someone who you know this would help. They got to be in the West Michigan area. Actually, I take it back. I think Jacob and Jason said they will travel quite a distance in Michigan. So just send it, okay? It's going to take you 5 minutes to write the thing. Give me as many details as you can why this would be. You know, I hate to say it, but tell me what the hell happened. Why is shit shitty, and why would this be just fantastic for you or someone you know or love? I've gotten a number of these, and I would love to make this a difficult process. Because when I say that, I have to discern the Queen of the Forest, myself, and the NFK, read over them, and we decide, hey, which one, who do you think this, unanimously every time, it's always one. I'd love to be able to have everybody receive the flooring giveaway, but there can only be one. So there you go. Send it along. 616-318-0167 for the rest of us. If you ever need flooring installed, Bennett Flooring Installation. They have a website, BennettFlooringInstallation.com. You can see some before and after pics on Twitter. They're at Flooring Bennett. You can see some of the work that they've done. 616-318-0167. So the flooring that I want you to buy, though, I want you to go to Johnson Carpet One Floor and Home Discount Outlet on Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan. They're having an enormous sale going on, and I can't find my note on the tags. I'm pretty sure, though, if you go into the outlet, it's right behind Little Caesars. The red tag stuff is 20% off. Green tag is 30% off. And blue tags are 40% off. Now, this stuff is already remarkably cheap because they buy it in bulk. And then it shows up at the discount outlet, and it's a warehouse. Huge warehouse behind Little Caesars on Chicago Drive in Granville with a teeny tiny sign. I don't know. City rules. Red sign. Says Johnson. You can barely read it. It's the size of a postage stamp. Anyway, Kent dropped the E at a U, sets up all this stuff, and he's like busting out at the seams, so they got to get rid of it. It's like, Darwin, you bought too much. It has to go. So they're all throughout March. They've got this massive sale going on. Normally, if you say my name, you get 10% off. But screw that shit. It's deep discounts, 20, 30, and 40% off. Vinyl plank, laminate, tile, carpet, wood, you name it. They got it all. Johnson Carpet One, Floor and Home, Discount Outlet, Chicago Drive, Granville, Michigan. Okay, let's get into daylight savings time. So, we just sprung forward. We are right now in daylight saving time. For years, they've wanted to make it so that we're always in this time. When it comes to fall, we don't fall back. The U.S. has tried this once. We hated it. There's an article that I got that I'll link up. Look at here. See these kids going to school? They're getting off the bus. It's 1970, whatever. All they want to do is listen to Boston records, have sex, and, watch Terry Bradshaw and the Pittsburgh Steelers win the Super Bowl. Look at these kids. But no, instead they're going to school in the dark. God help the children. According to this article, sun rose at 8:27 a.m. on January 7th, 1974. Children in the D.C. area had left for school in the dark that morning thanks to a new national experiment during a wrenching energy crisis. Most of the U.S. went to year-round daylight saving time, beginning on January 6th. Quote, it was jet black outside when her daughter was supposed to leave for school. Florence Bauer of Springfield told the Washington Post some of the children took flashlights with them. So the idea is, back then they hated it because kids were walking to school, and there was actually kids getting greased on the way to school, like getting run over. Nobody saw them because these dumb fuck kids. Okay, first of all, that's not going to happen now because the way it is now is no kids in America walk to school. You ever drive by the school and all the parents, there is a line of traffic. It takes 15 hours to get all these kids, these asshole kids, into the cars and get them out of school property. The rest are on the bus. No kids actually walk home from school anymore, so that's no problem. My other thing is this has for years they've tried to change this in D.C., and it's what a stupid fucking waste of time. This is ridiculous that all of this time and energy has to be spent on this. This should be executive order. You remember when Trump did the executive orders where every day he was writing a new thing and then he's like, here's the new law. We're going to use our pipes and we're going to, remember that shit? Just do it. Fucking why do we have to? If you're going to do it, do it. I don't give a shit either way. Doesn't matter to me. I don't have a preference. I don't believe any of the bullshit that because of us moving our clocks back, people are dying by the thousands or whatever it is. That this causes stress and anxiety. It does not. Shut up. But who gives a fuck? Just change it. Just say, I have declared that the time it is right now, where no one's going to move clocks forward or backward anymore, and then that's the end of it. Why does this have to be such a big dog and pony show? But it does. This cannot be gone about any other way other than through the political process, which means like a bill has to be introduced, and then they have to discuss it in a committee, and a lot of times, for one reason or another, the fucking bill would die. Shit. So, but back then in 1974, everybody hated it. So Americans are now driving to work back then in 1974, and it's pitch black out. But they have a longer day at the end of the day. All right. So to me, it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Who gives a shit? For me, frankly, when fall back, I love fall back because suddenly I get that one day where I have extra sleep and I'm really not bothered by the spring forward. I mean, who gives a shit? And I love looking forward to suddenly the days are 1 hour longer. Okay. Well, yeah, but now you can have that all the time. It's like, yeah, but it's still dark in the morning. What? I mean, seriously? So this energy crisis back then, which I guess, I don't know if there was a shortage of energy. I don't remember this. I just remember talk of it, or if it was the cost of the energy, whatever. The change back then would benefit Americans in the long run, predicted Steve Grossman of the Department of Transportation. Yes, accidents in the morning darkness may become more common. This is way back then. But longer daylight hours could mean eliminating the hazards of evening commutes, stress, anxiety, and many drivers have had a couple of drinks, as he told the Post. What? Outside the Capitol, others vowed defiance. Robert Yost, the mayor of St. Francis, Kansas, said his town's council felt it was time to put our foot down and stop this monkey business. Now, as the idea of permanent daylight savings time has gained some political momentum, it's probably worth a look back to another period when the U.S. tinkered with time. So the article goes into all what happened and how Americans were initially very much supporting this. Like 75% of Americans loved it, but then after several months of it, they hated it. Okay? And that dropped to like 42%. And then President Nixon, he was involved in this. He ended up resigning. U.S. Senator Bob Dole of Kansas introduced an amendment that would end the experiment. It passed. Similar bill passed the House. And then full Congress passed a bill that would restore the standard time. And then we were back to square one. Now, since then, and Senator Rubio talks about this because he's been the big one in this. So I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to pick apart a Senate hearing measure discussion that happened on the floor. And I'm pretty sure this is bipartisan support now. This is going to happen where we will no longer have to change the clocks. Watch this.
Let me cut right to the chase here before we get into statements. As of in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation be discharged from further consideration of S623, a bill to make daylight saving time permanent, and the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration.
The clerk will report.
Okay, now keep your eye on this chick. I don't even know who the hell she is, but she's there in front of Chicken Bandana, and she gets super excited when this seems to be moving forward.
S623, a bill to make daylight saving time permanent and for the purposes.
Chick goes, "Oh, I love it." Did you hear that? She actually said, "Oh, I love it."
To make daylight saving time permanent and for the purposes.
Objection to proceeding to the measure? Without objection, the committee is discharged, and the Senate will proceed.
Madam President, I ask unanimous consent that the Rubio substitute amendment at the desk be considered and agreed to, the bill as amended be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there objection? Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Madam President. And as the day goes on, I look
She's so pumped up about this. Okay. I'll have another couple minutes of this, so bear with me, but I'm going to make fun of it. So I don't normally play shit like this on the fucking podcast, but the fucking dog and pony show over a time change. Just fucking do it.
Others will be coming to the floor here in a moment. You'll see it's an eclectic collection of members of the United States Senate in favor of what we've just done here in the Senate, and that's to pass a bill to make daylight savings time permanent. Just this past weekend, we all went through that biannual ritual of changing the clock back and forth and the disruption that comes with it. And one has...
Okay, there is no disruption. I don't care what you tell me. Yes, I'm all for this. Go ahead, change the fucking thing. I don't care. But there's no disruption. Don't act like that's a big deal.
To ask themselves after a while, why do we keep doing it? Why are we doing this? This really began back in 1918 as a practice that was supposed to save energy. And since then, we've adjusted it. Today, daylight savings time, which started out as 6 months, was extended to 8 months.
Now, I didn't know that. And so just so we're clear, the time that you have right now is the time it would always be. You would never have it where, the day suddenly got an hour longer. Well, we won't have that anymore. We're always going to be in this time so that in the dead of winter, when the days are shorter, where I live in Michigan, it's dark by 5. Now it would be 6 that it's dark. Okay.
In 2005, clearly showing you where people's preference were. So we're doing this back and forth of clock changing for about 16 weeks of standard time a year.
Yeah, I had no idea it was only down to 16 weeks only.
Now, I think the majority of the American people's preference is just to stop the back and forth changing. And then, but beyond that, I think their preference is, certainly at least based on today's vote and what we've heard, is to make daylight savings time permanent. I'll just tell you a couple of the reasons why I think that's important. There's some...
Okay, wait to hear this. He tries to quantify why this is really good for children.
Strong science behind it.
Strong science. Imagine that. A Republican saying that there is strong science behind it. Wait, what just happened? So he's saying he believes in the science of daylight savings time being permanent. Wow. If only he would believe that concerning other things.
That's important. There's some strong science behind it.
No Republican is allowed to quote science. You have lost that right, any Republican, to quote that you have scientific backup because you don't believe in science. Everybody knows that.
That is now showing and making people aware of the harm that clock switching has. We see an increase in heart attacks and car accidents and pedestrian accidents.
Those are lies. What you just heard was this man lying to you. There is no increase in car accidents and heart attacks. That's a lie.
Car accidents and pedestrian accidents in the week that follow the changes. The benefits of daylight saving times have also been accounted for in the research. For example, reduce crime as there's light later in the day.
Can you not sound like a bumbling fuckhead when you're talking, please?
We've seen decreases in child obesity, a decrease in seasonal depression that many feel.
Decrease in child obesity, decrease in depression. I also don't believe that. Listen to this, too.
During standard time. And then the practical one, and then one that I've witnessed with my own eyes. In many parts of this country, understand we're a country we desperately want our kids to be outside, to be playing, to be doing sports, not just to be sitting in front of a TV or a computer terminal or playing video games all day. And it gets really tough in many parts of the country to be able to do that. Because what ends up happening is, especially for these 16 weeks a year, if you don't have a park or an outdoor facility with lights, you're basically shut down around 5 p.m., in some cases as early as 4 or 4:30 p.m.
He's suggesting that the children would love to be playing kick the can and doing hula hoop in the front yard instead of playing video games or sexting each other. That's what he's saying there. Are you fucking crazy? I don't care if it's 75 degrees and daylight 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. There is no way anything that any young person can do outside of the house is more entertaining, except for maybe having sex, is more entertaining than playing a video game. So don't try to convince me or anybody else that kids are dying to get outside. All they need is daylight. Give me a break.
And it's these lights in parks and things like that.
We need to encourage our youth to have sex outside. That is the only way that children are going to go outside and put down the video games.
Are expensive, and then a lot of communities are resistant to them, right? It makes it tough to do. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've watched sporting events be called, youth sporting events be called in the middle or near the end of the game.
Thank God. Fucking the worst times of your life as a parent will be watching these shitheads do sports. Oh, my God. That reminds me. Track season's back. Oh, no. Do not let your children participate in track. You owe it to yourself. You put your foot down and you tell them to shut the fuck up. No track.
Before it's actually concluded because there's not enough lights. So I just think that's one of the practical reasons why, if you look at the way we live in this country.
Those are reasons to eliminate daylight savings time. Say no to youth sports.
We want to have the ability to spend more time in the evenings outdoors, not just to enjoy the outdoors.
Look, in the winter anyway, they don't do anything outdoors. There's no outdoor sports. The only thing you do in the wintertime is fucking hockey, and that's not an outdoor sport, right?
But to make sporting and outdoor activities available for people at a time when, frankly, we're losing an hour and a half in some parts of the country. Because
Rubio's such a fuckhead. This would be so much better if he said, yeah, the other way sucks. We want more daylight at the end of the day. Don't give me this long list of reasons that you and your staff have thoughtfully come up with that you think are the reason why this needs to happen. Okay? People just like more daylight at the end of the day. Who gives a shit at the beginning of the day? That's how we all feel.
Because of daylight. So I'm hoping that after today, this will go over to the House. They'll act quickly on it. I know this is not the most important issue confronting America, but it's one of those issues where there's a lot of agreement.
That's another thing. All of the time and energy and resources to do this when, we could clearly be, telling people who don't wear masks to stay the fuck out of business. And that's what should be happening. We could be closing down businesses that don't follow mask mandates. And I, for one, would love that.
And I think a lot.
We could be enforcing shots. We could be making people get 4 shots right now with hard work in the Senate.
A lot of people wonder why it took so long to get here. So my hope is that after we're done here today.
But no, we're doing this shit.
The House will take it up, that the House will pass it, the president will sign it. I just want to lay out one caveat. This bill and the amendment does delay its implementation. And the reason why, and I asked, believe me, why are we delaying this, is, and I think it's important, we're delaying it until November of 2023, is because airlines, the rails, all transportation methods, others have already built out schedules based on the existing schedule, on the existing timeline of this. And so they've asked for a few months here, in addition from the industry like broadcasters and airlines, to make that adjustment. But the good news is
broadcasters? The fucking broadcaster would have to do with it.
Is if we can get this passed, we don't have to keep doing this stupidity anymore.
Jesus. That's where he should have started there. He could have saved everybody 4.5 minutes. If he just said that.
Trying this in our laws and keep it for so long is beyond me. But hopefully this is the year that this gets done. And pardon the pun, but this is an idea whose time has come. I yield the floor.
Shut up. I hope they don't pass it just so that he can get pissed off for all of the time he wasted doing that. We have decided we are not passing it because Rubio took too long to explain this shit. Amanda says they need to not add any other amendments to this bill. No, I disagree. I think I think that they should say, yes, we are going to pass it, but we are adding the amendment that all Americans must get vaccinated no matter what. And if they don't get if we are not doing that, then we are not going to allow this bill to pass. Okay? And that includes the 4th Pfizer shot. We're going to add this on all Americans, and if you haven't had one, you must get one, and then you must wait inside the house for 3 weeks. You can't work. You get the second. So it's going to take 12 weeks for you to get all your shots. And then we will allow that to happen. The science is there. I am now supporting the science. That is what's happening going forward. All Americans must have 4 Pfizer shots. And then, and if you have Moderna, you got to wait until they. Shit, I'm just going to shut up. I'll shut up. All right, fuck off. Okay. The show's done. I got to go pee. Got to pee so bad. On the Patreon, you need to know this. I cannot wait to share with you the story of how I think Tom Brady is a degenerate gambler and is involved in insider trading. Pardon me. Insider betting. Tom Brady. There's a story that's going around about this, and I have added the caveat, the added wrinkle, that I think Tom Brady is behind it. And I don't blame him one bit. Tom Brady has in his possession, you remember in Back to the Future when Marty had the almanac? Tom Brady has the almanac. And I'm going to explain this to you, and you're going to be like, holy shit, you're absolutely right. So there's that story. And then there's a story about former legendary football player Herschel Walker and how stupid this brainwashed fuck is. He is clearly, and he's running for a Senate seat in Georgia. I think I don't know if it's state Senate. I don't know. Anyway, he's running for political office in Georgia, and he's so stupid. This guy is dumber than shit. And I can't wait to share that with you on my Patreon. Remember that? I was talking about the Patreon. What the fuck? Sign up for it. Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. That was fun getting together at Bosco's Pub this week. Monday, that was awesome. Go to Bosco's Pub, and I want you to try the Luigi Burger. I'm a fan of the Olive Burger. I love all their burgers, okay? But the Luigi is just a spectacle. You're going to want to take a picture of this before you eat it. You've never had a burger quite like this. Everything about it, the bun, the actual meat itself, spectacular. You add on pepperoni. What? Mozzarella sticks, actual mozzarella sticks, and then marinara. This is it puts the comfort in comfort food. It puts the cum in comfort food. Oh, God. Forget I said that. Try the Luigi. The fries are amazing. The drinks are stiff. So are the wieners. No Russian vodka. Bosco's Pub, Hudsonville, Michigan, part of Terra Square. You need a National Treasure map to find it, but you will find it. Bosco's Pub, Hudsonville, Michigan. Daisy just farted again. Oh, my God. Ugh. Son of a bitch. Finally, Tag Accounting. The tax hobbit still wants you. You're like, God, I've got a month to get this shit done. I haven't even begun. The extent of what you're going to have to do is gather up all of your W-2s and your previous year's tax return, because he's going to need to see that, and upload it to him. That's it. You're done. That is all. He's going to tell you when your scheduled time, when he's doing your taxes. You just have your phone handy in case he has a question. And then that's it. You're done. Money shows up in your account. Your return is emailed to you, and then he sends you a hard copy via snail mail. Done. That's it. Tag Accounting. TagCPA.net. Call to get more information or to schedule 616-301-9516 for Tag Accounting. Anywhere in the U.S. Okay? No matter where you are, you can take advantage of the Gins, the tax hobbit, doing your taxes for you. Yesterday's asshole of the day, brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics, was Naomi Osaka's mother, or her parents, for raising such a soft as fuck clown. Oh, that was terrible. Today, what are we doing? Talked about latest Eric Zane Show podcast listener, my customer service representative who helped me, Tamarion. Thank you, Tamarion, for being here. Sorry that I charm you. It just happens. I can't help it. New duty for your old pal Eric Zane concerning the NFK, and that is a toenail clipper. Yep, that's me. Cannot believe I'm doing that. Do you like penis? The 6-year-old's poll question to the high schoolers. Dear Meathead, and another amazing addition. How about that? Dad talking like a black guy. Oh, my God. And daylight saving time. Who is going to be your asshole of the day? For quoting science, for taking way too much time about this, and making shit up along the way, Marco Rubio is your asshole of the day. And he's kind of like on the fucking, Mount Rushmore of this anyway. So screw that guy. Marco Rubio, the senator, is your asshole of the day. Perhaps you have an asshole of the day, too. I don't know. All right. Hey, that's it. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. The show is written and directed by me. You guys are the best. Thank you for being part of it. I'll be on Patreon a little bit later on. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye.